Hey guys, Mr. J Lego here with a brand new video, and today, why am I so happy? We're going to be doing top 9 creepiest horror, top 9 creepiest true stories behind movie scenes. And wowsies, it is not a thing to be happy about. So, a lot of the time when we say, oh, something bad happened on set in a horror film, we would think arguing or something, the actor wasn't doing their job. Well, not this time. Something much more worse happened in these 9. So, number 9. Let's get into this. Eraserhead. Number 9. Eraserhead is well known for being an interdramatic and creepy. It's a story of loser everyman, Henry Spencer, in a bizarre setting who experiences remotely human, but it's what you expect from David Lynch if you hear the sort of thing he was up to behind the scenes. For example, he refused to talk about the effort of the baby was done decades afterward. Given the appearance of the object, the budget, the skin textures, and the fact it's so detailed that its eyes were close vertically. Will close vertically. The leading theory is that it's a preserved calf fetus. The idea that Lynch wired a corpse to bring it to life is well supported by something he did for the fun that he put ultimately in a deleted scene. He asked a vet to provide him with a dead cat. Then cut it open and found the colors quite vivid. And he put the cat in the pit of tar and left it there for a year until he could have a scene where Henry's shoe catches on a cord connected to the cat. Oh man. Wowsies. So he put the cat into a pit of tar and then left it there for a year until he could have a scene where Henry's shoe catches on a cord connected to the cat. It's enough to make you think Lynch started making movies to justify all the stuff he'd been doing anyways. Oh, man. Oh, number 8, Noah. Now, this is not a horror movie, but there is some creepy stuff, so let's get into it. Celebrity stalkers are nothing new, but one that went after Emma Watson during the shoot for Noah was more aggressive than most. During the shoot, Emma Watson decided to go off in the woods near the location of the shoot. While she was there, a stalker that she recognized from outside her home appeared. Most members of the crew intervened, and while Watson was uninjured and did not press charges, those involved with the shoot described how it did not press charges. So, that's just a little creepy, just a little bit. Not a big. Number 7, Skippy. I've never heard of this. A lot of these movies probably were shut down. Alright. So, Skippy was a 1931 Best Picture nominee. This film features a scene where child star Jackie Cooper was required to cry. Director Norman Taurog came to the conclusion that genuine emotion was required for the scene. He had a stagehand take Cooper's pet dog out behind the studio and pretend to shoot it. Even though it was revealed after they got the take, the dog was okay, and his performance was nominated for Best Actor. The event made such an impact on Cooper that he entitled his autobiography, "Please Don't Shoot My Dog." Oh man, so sad. And they didn't give him his dog back? Number 6, Alien. Now, everyone's heard this but me. By now, about the infamous chest-burning scene in this 1979 horror classic where some of the cast members were completely surprised by the scene. Much creepier and less well-known is a story from Dan O'Bannon about artist H.R. Giger to design the alien, what's that name? Axomorph? I can't. Sounds gross. His head. He purchased real human skulls from India and cut them apart. O'Bannon was suspicious. He didn't really do anything about it until the mid-1980s, when he wrote the idea into the comedy Return of the Living Dead. A news story came out that India had shut down the companies supplying skeletons, making it quite possibly something not good was going on. And he ends on a very chilling, creepy note. The teeth of the skulls he saw Giger working with were very much like those of children. ... Well, we are not moving on to the next one. I just want to say a little note that basically, if you guys have any, I don't want to copy top 10s, I love that channel, but if you guys have any top 10 or 9 or 8 or anything, or facts you want to know about, just comment down in the comment section and I'll tell you. Alright. Let's get to number 5. Aguirre. Sorry if I pronounce a lot of this stuff. I'm young. I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. Aguirre, I'm guessing. Wrath of God. The most famous story from this 1972 film by Werner, I want to say Hot Dog Wiener. By Hot Dog Wiener Herzog is that Herzog threatened star Klaus Kinski at gunpoint to keep him from leaving the movie. This was quite silly because Kinsey admitted in his biography he was the only one with a gun, and he didn't just want to threaten to shoot people with it. He fired shots in a cabin the crew was staying in because of how loud they were being. The shot only took off the tip of someone's finger. Even though it was crowded in there, Kinski had another close call when he almost got killed by an extra by bashing him in the head with his sword during a shot. The blow was hard enough to cut the man's head open, and doubtlessly he would have killed him if he hadn't been wearing a helmet. Is it any wonder that Herzog later seriously attempted to murder Kinski? Also, one of the dead bodies in the film is real. Herzog said that it was his brother had to fly it in from Europe to bring it to the set. To keep it safe from unreliable luggage handling, his brother took it on a plane with him and sat next to it. Oh my god, people are crazy. Well, I guess let's get to number 4. So number 4 is End of Evangelion? I don't know. What are these movies? This 1997 feature is one of those anime films from the 90s that solidified the stereotype, but they're all full of violence, but almost none of them can match the bizarre happenings that are sprinkled throughout this movie, which details to a prophecy where science and monstrous energy beings are used to end the world. For example, the male lead has hallucinations in final hours full of random images, such as images of and letters and symbols and children's drawings. Well, it happens so those drawings came from children who were victims of real violence. So some of those real events of extreme pain were being immortalized there. And those letters, among them are death threats that were sent to the director Hideki Anno because his fans were discontent with the previous installment of the show, which was meant to connect the events of the series to the movie. And worst of all, one of the leading voice actresses was actually strangled another actress during recording because that was happening in the scene. It was bad enough that she had difficulty continuing the recording. Number 3, Come and See. Ooh, we only have 5 minutes. Come and See was a 1985 film from the... I'm not going to explain. You probably might know. As far as filming it, L.M. Killam might have been a little too realistic. Actual bullets were fired at cast members, even though no one was actually trying to shoot anyone. Lead actor Ashley Campbell described how bullets came within inches of his head during a take. As reviewers have noted, the feeling of this danger does somewhat manage to come across the viewer, but was it really worth it? No, I don't think so. Number 2. Ooh, we're starting to get to the worst. Number 2. Last House on the Left. So, this was Wes Craven's breakout film, and it's one where he felt he went too far on the content. According to him and actors David Hess and Mark Schaffer, things got too serious behind the scenes as well. For example, to get a properly scared reaction out of his co-star Sandra Castle, Mark Schaffer grabbed her, hold her over to drop, and threatened to throw her off if she didn't get if she didn't get the take next shot. Later, during a scene, another kind of scene, David has threatened to assault the actress to get a better performance. Well, alright, final one of the day. Number 1, Men Behind the Sun. It's understandable that the director of this 1986 film just felt justified in doing so many disturbing things. T.F. Moss was making a film about the torture and human experimentation that occurred in Unit 731 during World War II, and to communicate the horror that he probably felt there should be a few boundaries between the audience and the real atrocities he was simulating. To that end, there's a scene in the film where a collection of rats are set on fire, which was done for real, but far worse than the scene where a child that died from exposure is put on an autopsy table. This was a real person that had died just before the shoot. It's no wonder the film is often described as one of the most disturbing people I've ever seen. I mean, it's a real thing. Oh my god. Well, I'm not sure if I could say I had fun doing this. Not really sure. I got the goosebumps right now. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye. Man, I need to go watch some happy stuff.